Hi Josh, we're back on the Homestead SMP server for some more lightly modded Minecraft. Today, we're going to clean this place up. I've done a bunch of small terraforming projects around here to make the place look nicer. And I think you're going to like it. And then we'll run into town, and at the end of the video we'll do a small building project. Why don't we just jump into it? I cleaned this place up a little bit. I moved the door in and completely coated the place in sediment stones and gave it some shroom lights to kind of brighten it up. I'm still going to do something for the floor, maybe something a little bit darker, and I labeled it a bit. If you want, you can pause here and read all this stuff. And I've got this. This is our dump chest. It's just a chest with a hopper and an immersive engineering conveyor belt to pull dead bows out of it. And this place, man, I almost screwed up real bad. I chopped this block right here to place a piece of sediment stone, and at the time, I had been doing this, so there were about 50 skeletons in there, and they all shot me at once. It was a shit show. Anyway, I just wanted to brighten the place up a little bit, make it look slightly more finished than just a cave. I decided to clean this place up a little bit, so I started all the way over here at the skeleton farm, and I made paths all through the tree area. They connect right here in front of this building, and they go all the way over to the house, and then they stretch all the way over to the watermill. I am eventually going to put something here, so this path may get changed, this shoreline may get changed a tiny bit to accommodate a path that kind of meanders along the shoreline. But I'm not sure yet. I guess that'll depend on what we do with this area right here. I also cleaned up this area a little bit. I decided to put all of our sapling crates right here in a permanent line along the bottom, including the acacia blossoms, and I put all of our chests for holding the full crates and the not full crates over here with our anvil for renaming stuff. I put some stairs here so that I can still open the crates, and I think this place looks kind of cool. I think it looks like it's sort of a purpose-built storage area, and I'm stuck in a tree now. I think the place looks a lot more settled and kind of lived in now that it's got some pathing. I did have to rearrange the chests over here for our little farm plot and extend this a little bit so that I could make some more path. It looks a little narrow right here. That's better. I am eventually going to disassemble all of this stuff and move it into a purpose-built building, but for now, we're getting a whole lot of creosote oil. I've been burning a ton of coal blocks in here, and I will continue to do that once we've got a purpose-built area, and we've got more of a coal supply. Oh, I also, I got some more mail. These are super cute. I love the bamboo wind chime and the metal wind chime. And I'm assuming a stuffed pumpkin is a food item? But, I don't know, it looks cool, even if it's not a food item. It looks super cool. Is this something that I can place? No, I'm guessing it's food. But I'm gonna guess that the wind chimes are definitely something I can hang. Can I put it up here? Oh, dude, that looks awesome! Alright, I wanna find somewhere to put the bamboo wood chime. Oh. Oh, it even actually chimes. That might get annoying. We'll see. We'll see if that gets annoying. And I'm gonna put... I don't want to put the bamboo one here where there's ground right here. Maybe I'll put it right here. Oh, a little piece of bamboo leaf fell off of it. Hey, you. Stop shouting. Okay. Whew. Thought I lost it. Okay. That chiming just kind of dragged on forever. Oh, I love that it's got little leaves falling off of it. That's such a pretty animation. And this one is so much more peaceful. Easy to deal with. Alright, I'm going to put that right there. That is so pretty and cute. I love it. And I think I might put the metal wind chime over here. How far away can I hear this? Ooh, that's got some range on it. Oh, I love these. They're super cute. I love this leaf animation. It's amazing. I got an achievement for that? Neat. Okay. Well, that was a food item. Wait. Nourished. But what? What's that? What is it? What is it? Does it give any benefit? Nourished. Just... I don't seem to be moving faster. I have no idea what nourished is. Okay. I have closed this place up. This is the back of the Nether Tree building. I finished this hill off, and I finished this hill off, and I tried to connect them right here into a little bit of a valley. And I'm hoping that that looks natural once the grass grows in. And then I connected it all right here, and I butted it right up against the building in several areas. And I'm hoping that this doesn't look too artificial, but I kind of stepped it down a little bit to right where it naturally was formed against the building. So I closed up everything over here, and now I think I'm just going to go close up this cave right here and make that kind of blend into this bit of hill. Let's see if I can handle this on camera. I've just been kind of trying to make it look natural, and this one's a little easier because it was already so naturally flat. But I've been trying not to make too many straight lines. I think that looks natural enough. I think that looks pretty believable. Maybe fill out some of this right here. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. No floating dirt, please. Okay. I did want to leave this bit of spiked hill right here. I thought that it looked like an interesting formation that would be a shame to get rid of. So I had to chop one tree down that was kind of growing in a pit over there and fill it in. But I like how this area cleaned up. I think that the paths and the landscaping are pretty nice. But there is still more landscaping to do. I decided I wanted this to feel more real. It didn't seem like water flowing on just one side would flow around a building like this. So I extended the channel. I also wanted to thicken the wall because it didn't seem realistic that a single stair could hold that much water back. So I doubled it, which meant moving it in a little bit. I had to carve away a tiny little bit of this to make the water flow some more around this. I still might carve some of that back because this feels real thin right here. Or I might just leave it and call it good enough, because now I'm just nitpicking. Anyhow, I broadened out this channel. I added some kind of wooden support here to make it look a little bit more artificial. And I brought it straight over here. I evened it out so that the water flows down into our little drop channel, all at the same distance, and it flows over here. Now it feels, at least to me, like this is something a little bit more believable. It's flowing along the entire building, and it'll split evenly around the building, instead of all flowing in one side. It just, every time I looked at it, it didn't feel realistic. I think this looks a lot better. I also took down that bee nest. Since we have Silk Touch, I figured I would grab it and stick it in one of the chests back home. This one was kind of fun. I really enjoyed trying to puzzle out the Minecraft waterfall physics and not screw it up. So I started off with just one source block in the hill, and it just kind of fell straight down. So I started punching a couple of other holes, and it still didn't really flow to the sides at all. Until I punched this hole. And then it just kind of naturally did this. And I realized that was perfect. That was exactly what I wanted. And I needed to replicate it on this side. So I figured out how. I just kind of placed some dirt around the front so it wouldn't flow outward. Only messed it up once, but I finally got it. And I would place some dirt under the water and get it to flow kind of to the side. And I think that this turned out pretty well. I sort of wish that it flowed over here a little bit, end down, but I'm worried that I'm going to screw it up and it's all going to end up all over the side of that. So I'm going to call this good. I really like the way that this just turned into kind of a sheet of water, and I like the way that it cascades down the hill a little bit. It's a bit wider than I had intended, but this happened naturally, and I couldn't say no to it. It turned out great. So I still might do a little bit of carving right here to make this less straight, but otherwise, I think that this waterfall looks pretty cool. I have been freeforming this for quite a while, and this is really the only side I can show you because all the rest is still completely missing. But I decided I was not happy with that tiny little cliff face on the other side of this lake. So I'm making some hills that are flowing up to meet this mountain. And I'm trying to make them match with the bit that was already here. I'm trying to just kind of naturally ebb and flow hills over here to meet this mountain. And I will show you other angles once this is done. But I'm really, really happy with this. Is the first time I'm looking at it from over here. And I'm pretty satisfied with that. Why are there fish in the waterfall? What the fuck, fish? Get your act together. There's a lot more work to go. But so far, I'm really liking this. And honestly, I'm shocked at how fast this grass is spreading. It's almost keeping up with me. I can barely stay ahead of it. And that sheep has been over there for about the past hour. And he's finally over here, and I don't think he knows what to do with himself. He's like, what, land? He's had like a dot of topsoil to stand on. Maybe I'll make him our pet. From the top down, you would never know this wasn't always like this. Which means I must have done a good job. I got the hills set up. You can't really see them underneath all these trees, but I didn't want the place to just be bare. I wanted to leave a whole bunch of trees and make this feel like it was part of the birch forest. So I'll see if I can give you some other angles to give you a better view of what we actually accomplished here. Here we are a bit over to the side. That's where I was standing before, right up there. We built up this hill, and then I brought it down into a bit of a valley here, and then I built up this hill right here. This was already here, and I just kind of brought it down to match in this little bitty ravine, and then I brought them both together and up to meet this mountain. And here we are across the lake, and like I said, you would almost never know that we had done any work here. This was already flattened. I had flattened this a while back in preparation for another building, but all of this back here, it just sort of looks like it always belonged there. And now we've got this cool view of the lake behind the water mill with all the water flowing over. And this is what it looks like underneath. I didn't change this at all. I just tried to light it up a bit. It is a whole ass cavern. Just a tree-filled cave. There's a bit of a ravine down here. And there's a little bit of a waterfall that was already there. I just covered the whole damn thing. And it's a little ominous back here. I think there's a bit of a cave that leads out to open air over there, which is the blue that we're seeing. But I'm not gonna miss it. This is I'm gonna call this a successful landscaping project, and hopefully we'll never be impacted by this. I mean, it feels like a natural hilly area, and a couple of the saplings still haven't grown, but that's fine. I mean, either they will or they won't. I really don't expect that after a while this will feel artificial or like something we did. After a while, I think this will just feel like a natural part of the landscape. Yeah, I'm really satisfied with this as sort of an addition to the area. Instead of supplanting what was already here, we've just kind of added on to it. What do you think? Does this feel real to you, or does it feel manufactured? I don't know who has been sending us all of these amazing farm goodies, but I'm very excited about them. We got a quarter stack of ratatouille and some banana bread. I am very happy to accept these gifts, even though I don't know where they're coming from. I bet this ratatouille is going to make us nourished again. I might have to investigate this Farmer's Delight mod. It's super cool. This mod looks real involved. You gotta build a cooking pot and put it over a fire, and there's all this stuff. And look, it's a meal inside a bowl that stacks. I don't know how this thing... I don't know how this mod works, but It might be worth investigating. We might have to build ourselves like a big kitchen building or something for the logging camp staff. Might be another building we can add to the town. Just checking my stock, and I made more money. Oh man, this is awesome. So I realized I did the math, and this makes no sense. 5 copper is 1 silver. There we go. 3 copper per 32. That's much better. Now it actually makes sense. Otherwise, I could just put 1 silver. Somebody bought bananas. Aw, that's cool. All right, I'll have to see if I have more bananas at home and bring more over. We are not here to collect profits, though. We are here to shop for books. Pride informs me that there are 3 Efficiency 5 books left in the shop, and I'm gonna buy them all. I love this shop. It's so great. I hope I'm not broke. I better bust out my my money. All right, that's 20 books, which is 40 silver coins. Oh geez. I just spent a lot. I'm glad that the wood shop's making money, because we are taking ourselves broke. I'm gonna put all of this in here, and then I'm gonna stick that back in my backpack, because if the worst happens on the way home, at least our books will be safe. Steve, we gotta get home. Oh, he looked at me when I called him. I had to make another run back into town just to make sure that everything was stocked up. So I stocked up as many of the roots and vines as I could, and all the wart blocks. I don't have any more shroom lights. I put in more acacia blossoms. I guess I may as well try to clean this up a little bit. And I brought all of the other full crates worth of wood and stuff. We have got plenty of extra stock of wood. I found some fruit trees along the way, and I didn't want to chop them down because they were close to town, so I just took the fruit. I picked up a bunch of eggs from chickens, and I did get a bee nest. Actually, a couple of bee nests. One was empty, and I think the one at our pond was also empty, because when I picked up the third, I got an achievement. I got the total bee location achievement when I picked up the third, which is to pick up a bee nest with 3 bees in it and full of honey. So the others may not be completely empty. They may have 1 or 2 bees in them, but I am back for a few more books. I needed 1 more unbreaking book, because I forgot that we're going to have to make a second set of boots. We're going to have to make gold boots for the nether. And we are going to need 2 more mending books. I told Pride that we were going to need 3, but it turns out that we're only going to need 2. But we do need that unbreaking book, so I still need to put out 6 more coins. And I do have the sword, the fortune pickaxe, and the axe that I'm leaving in here until our axe and sword are exhausted, and until we need the fortune pick. I want to keep as much stuff safe as I can, while still having it handy for when we need it. And I have made a list of the enchantments that we're going to need for our armor and the remainder of our tools. We need an efficiency book for our axe, and Pride said that she's going to have to AFK for that, which is no problem. I'm not in a huge hurry for that. We're not going to be chopping a lot of trees manually. But I would also like to put looting 3 and sweeping edge 3 on our sword, so I'll have to keep an eye out for those. And then we're going to need protection for all of our armors, and we're going to need fire protection for our gold boots, because that just makes the most sense. We're going to want to add respiration to our helmet, and depth strider and feather falling to our diamond boots, and soul speed and feather falling to the gold boots. But soul speed, I am aware, is something that you can only really get from piglin trades, so I'm not going to bother to ask for that. I don't think you can even get that from villager trades. You stole that egg, you little thief. That's right, Steve. Rear at the thief. Rear! Anyhow, Pride asked me to let her know if we think of any enchantments that we're going to need, and she also pointed out that she has not yet started working on collecting villagers that do the armor enchantments. So I'm in no major hurry for that. As you can see, we're kind of shy on armor right now. The only reason I have pants and chestplate is because I already had spares of those. I love placing and getting into bed from horseback because it always looks like you're not actually in the bed. I think I'm really going to need to work on a road to town from our place because this ride is just awful. I have to go all the way around the swamp, and then I have to find that dry section of the riverbed, and then I have to go through... Whoop! Steve, don't fall in. I have to go through Rhino and Ninny's areas, and I could be taking a much more direct route if I would just make a road that kind of goes through the swamp. Maybe I'll make an elevated road, kind of like, what is it, I-10 that runs through Louisiana. That's more of an elevated road, and it's super cool looking if you've ever driven it. I'm gonna make you a pen one of these days, Steve. I went to the Nether to check, make sure I didn't already have a pair of golden boots sitting in there, and I did not. But I did find an extra pair of iron boots sitting in there, which is nice. I'm going to head over to the skeleton farm and just AFK for about a minute or two, and I'll get all the levels I need to put all these enchantments on this armor. So this thing is like hyper efficient. I stood here earlier. It's one of these two squares I think gives you the best results. So I might put an item frame here with a book in it that says that's titled for best results, and then anybody who wants to come here, I'm probably going to carpet this place, and I'll leave these two like a different color, and I'll probably leave instructions in a book that just says stand on the colored carpet. I don't know if I can fit that on a sign, but I'll probably just leave instructions to stand like right here, because you can clearly reach. And most of the experience gets to you. Every once in a while, a couple of dots of experience fall in there. But I have found that the best way to do this is just to kind of stand here in one of these two squares and give it a minute or two. Just walk away for a couple of minutes. And I went and emptied and reloaded the dishwasher, which doesn't take very long. And I think 2 or 3 times while I was doing that, I walked over and just looked up here, armed my sword, and clicked, and got flooded with experience. So it was a really good test run to see how long it took, and it does not take long for there to be about 40 or 50 skeletons standing in there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell the other server members if they ever want to come over here to use this place. All they need to do is stand on the colored carpet. I'll probably make it yellow or red or something, and I'll make the rest of it like white or gray or something. And I'll just tell them to stand here in the colored area and give it just a minute or two each time, and then take one swipe with your sword. And no, they do that, and it's pretty great. And if they really want, they can walk over here and pick up anything that fell on the ground. I think if I put a piece of carpet here, they will still take just as much damage, but the experience won't fall into the hopper, and all the stuff will still get picked up. So that's worth testing. We are set up with everything that we can get for now. We've got Mending, Unbreaking, and Sharpness on our sword. We've got our Fortune pick to complement our Silk Touch pick. We've got our Mending, Silk Touch, Unbreaking axe. We still need efficiency for it. And then we have Mending, Unbreaking, and Aqua Affinity on our helmet, Mending and Unbreaking on the chest, Mending and Unbreaking on the pants, Mending and Unbreaking on both sets of boots. I'm pretty sure this is all I'm going to put on the chest and pants other than protection. So once we can get protection for all 5 of these pieces, these 2 at least will be good to go. We're still going to want Depth Strider and Feather Falling for the boots, and we're still going to want Respiration for the helmet. And then we'll want Soul Speed for these boots. Other than that, we're almost done with all of our enchantments. Once this axe runs out, we'll switch to this axe permanently, and once this sword runs out, we'll switch to this sword permanently. We will still want sweeping edge and looting for the sword. But beyond that, we're almost there. And then there will be no more of this. No more iron. And then once we have enough ancient debris, we'll be able to upgrade all of our stuff to netherite. But that's going to be quite a while, because, as I've said before, I have no desire to spend that much time in the nether. I remodeled the place a tiny bit. I expanded this over a little. I pulled the door out 1 block. I expanded the hill commensurately. And I pulled the stairway back so that I could expand this and it doesn't feel quite as claustrophobic. I added more glow shrooms over here. And this feels a little bit more tucked away in an intentional wall now, instead of just being in a corner. All this is the same, that's the same, but I did add a second hopper and carpet, and I moved the trapdoor over here so that I could put the carpet up here. And it seems to contain them all very well. And I've got the orange carpet here, and now everything seems to be going into the hoppers just fine. If I stand far enough back, I don't kill everything with one swing. Well, that was really loud. And I added some instructions. For best results, stand on orange carpet 1 to 2 minutes, then swing sword. Alternate strategy. This is for the impatient. Stand here. Punch, punch, punch. Now, I don't want you thinking that I'm going to leave this episode without building something. I have decided that this place needs a fishing shack. I wanted to keep things simple, but still make it look nice. So I've decided to go with a bunch of this stripped birch upgraded fence stuff. Since I discovered these when we were building the shop, I have fallen in love with the looks of these gates. Alright, I don't know if there's actually much utility to these grills, but I figured I'd toss one in here because the place kind of feels empty with just a cooler. And I also want a crate back here to store our fishing rod in. Should I have a second cooler? One to put the fish in and one to put the beer in, I guess. And of course we couldn't forget to add a path over here to connect us to the rest of the town. Do you think I should path this block? Or these blocks? I really don't think so. I think that the path should just end here. Yeah, that looks nice. I had to carve away a little bit of this hill in order to do this. But I gotta say, making paths after carving away some of the land is so much easier when you have Silk Touch and don't have to wait for the grass to grow. This is pretty peaceful. What do you think? I'm gonna say this episode has been a success. We did a lot of terraforming, and now we've got ourselves a little fishing shack. I'll talk to you soon, brother. I miss you.